find my rangers?
No. The Baron's men probably took him out. And here come more of them. I'm gonna make sure the power stays on.
You should just get out of there.
Not until I finish what I started.
All right. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Legacy Gamer here. And as promised, let's dive into this Dying Light impressions. Right off the bat, I can tell you that I played 47 hours total of the game. My initial impressions is that this game is not really about story so much as it is about the survival aspect and the combat. It really isn't focused on story, but more so focused on combat, parkour, looting, and the story is loose. We know that it's about the central protagonist from the first title, Kyle Crane, from the original Dying Light. In this one, you see him return with beast powers. He was experimented on by the Baron, who was sort of a mysterious behind-the-scenes character in the original game. But in this title, he takes center stage as being the one who orchestrated Kyle's Crane's experimentation that led to his visceral and destructive beast abilities. Continue to run experiments on people, and Kyle Crane is one of the victims, you could say, of this experimentation. The game really makes really well use of the DualSense controller, in a sense that everything you do from combat to parkour feels really weighting. You could feel it in the rumbling of the controller. Every swing, every thrust of your fists, every parry, every dodge, climbing, you really feel it while you're playing the title. So this has some of the best first person gameplay that I can remember in recent years. I mean, the only thing that I can compare it to in terms of its again a visceral feeling is Doom, the Doom series with Doom 1 and Doom Eternal in the Dark Ages. Movement and momentum feels really good. It feels heavier than the second title, which I only dabbled in briefly. But you feel weighty, you feel big. Kyle Crane is a muscular, testosterone titan of a man, and you certainly feel like that when you're playing the title. So kudos on the feeling. The disembowelment in the game is something akin to what Dead Island 2 did in its sequel. When you slice a zombie's face, you can sometimes see the jaw slide off, or decapitation, and you can even stomp a zombie's head and see the gore of it splattering. It's a very gory game, so if you're sensitive to that stuff, this one might not be for you. But if you're into action zombie survival horrors, I would say definitely give this one a go. And while the combat feels somewhat, it can get repetitive, because at the end of the day you are slaying zombies. There are some different enemy types. You have the runners, and what I would say about parkour is kind of your safe space. Being on top of buildings and buses, and jumping from car to car, zip lining, that's what you want to do to be out of the line of sight, or out of the line of danger. Because I can tell you, you can try to navigate this world entirely on the ground, but it is very easy to be overwhelmed and swamped by zombies. One moment you're fighting one, then the next you're fighting two, and I find that the way the mechanics are in this game, the longer you are in a particular area, the more zombies are going to swarm you. And so where the repetition gets kind of broken up, and it feels a little less repetitive in the zombie slaying, is there are different zombies. You have the runners, like I said, who they are the only ones who can follow you and actually climb buildings, and they're fast. Until you level up some of your skill points later in the game, you're not quite as nimble as you were in Dying Light 1, and certainly not as nimble as you were in Dying Light 2, because they really, the developers, Techland, they wanted to focus on feeling a little bit more realistic, and the movement, they wanted you to feel more like a person and not like this Marvel superhero. So, you're not that fast when you start out in the game. You begin to climb faster and run faster as you level up and get more skill points. You can then pour those points into abilities that makes Kyle's parkour a lot better and his combat a lot better. Variant type is the screamers, and I didn't even bother trying to take these things head on. My approach to taking them out is to always stealth my way around them and stealth kill them, because once they scream, it's like zombies start pouring out of the woodwork. You go from fighting 4 to fighting 10 zombies at once, and damage, you take a lot of damage in this game. Really, you want to get good at parrying and dodging earlier on, or you will die a lot. I can tell you, interactions with NPCs, they're more of a means to an end. The NPCs in this game,
I'll manage.
they don't really
okay here?
you get a sense of their backstory, but you don't really grow attached to them. It's not a RPG in that way. It's more of an action role-playing game. You generally go to different NPCs to take on a quest or take on a side quest, and when you do that, that's generally it. But the animations, the graphics look really good. The details
Sheriff, I just want you to
are
know,
really good. The voice
it's
acting
been an
is
honor.
is passable.
We're losing too many good people, Sheriff. Death or exile can't be our only two options. There has to be another way.
I wish there was, Jacob, but there isn't.
I know you think you're protecting us, but
That's right. I'm protecting us. Once you're bitten, that's it.
No, that's not true.
It's not bad. I haven't really heard any bad voice actors. And while Kyle has these beast powers and he's really capable on his own, I would have liked to see a little bit more collaborative missions where you're out with some of these quest givers. Like, how is basically every quest giver is all cozy on their home, safe, with their little blue rays that keep them protected, and they just basically are delegating you tasks. And at some point, I'm like, hey, I know I'm capable, but can you, since you really want this done, can you come out with me? Maybe take a shotgun or two and help me slay a couple of these zombies. So, but I realized that would have been more development time, more time and cooking in the kitchen and oven. Um, so I get it. Survival is the name of the game in Dying Like the Beast, and even though you feel very capable and very powerful and strong, you never feel OP. This is still a survival game at its roots. So there's a lot of looting that you can, in some crafting that you can engage in, but really a lot of looting. I said that I clocked 47 hours in the game, and the reason why I didn't roll credits is I took my time to loot because I wanted to make sure that I was never without. Okay, because coming up on a horde, being ambushed by a horde of zombies, and then finding that you don't have any medkits to heal can be really anxiety inducing, especially at night when you have to deal with the volatiles, which I will talk more about them in my official review. But again, this is just an initial impressions. While I spent a lot of time in the game, I don't want to give you a final verdict until I roll credits. And as much of looting as there is in the game, I never got tired of doing it. Can't put my finger on it, but every little thing I want to pick up. Whenever I enter a new room or a new zone, or I'm parkouring across the building tops and I get the opportunity to go into a window, I always press my R3 to scan the area to see if there's anything to loot. Especially because as you craft in the game, and things like medkits can be crafted from rare to epic to legendary status, in which they heal you more, but they also require more resources. So I always wanted to be in a surplus of resources. Last but least in this impressions, I have to say, driving is a hell of a lot of fun. The last game where I had this much fun driving is Cyberpunk 2077. And while I don't play a lot of driving games, I do value games that have another means of transportation besides fast traveling or just running across the map. And you get one vehicle, like a SUV, little trucker type bro vehicle, very appropriate for the character that we're playing. But it feels so good to drive again. Techland really utilize the resources of the PS5 and the power of the PS5 and the DualShock, because driving feels it's bumpy when you get to parts of the road that's a little less flat than others that has some rocky terrain. You can really feel it in the vehicle. It is by far some of the best driving mechanics they had in the game. And while it would have been cool to see another vehicle type, they really work with the vehicle they got. So yeah, if this video has been helpful for you or made your decision about buying the game a little easier, please remember to like and subscribe. Currently, I'm also playing Vampire the Masquerade 2, which, while I'm enjoying, I can tell you that it's definitely not a 10 out of 10 game, and it has a lot of flaws. But stay tuned for that impressions video next. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.